Hey, I'm Reed Wilson, and you're listening to the very first episode of the Loft podcast. First off, the reason it is called the Loft is because our friend group turned an old hayloft into a nice hangout area, and that's where we plan on recording most of our episodes. This one in particular, though, is going to be unique because while we were camping together this weekend, I decided to catch a candid recording of our conversation. In this episode, you'll hear Will B tell a story about his experience with the Ouija board, and then Carson and I talk for a majority of the remaining time, with some input from Aiden, who actually wakes up in the middle of the recording. Hopefully that gives a little context to who is talking. Also, all the videos and articles we talk about are going to be linked in the description on YouTube, if you want to check those out, along with our email if you have any feedback, which we'd love to hear. Enjoy.
No, yeah, like this is to be funny because we were fucking stupid and everything. But yeah, we look it up and apparently like these are like girls freaking out online and stuff. We're like, okay, maybe it's real. Like, why? Like we were so bored, so we're like, might as well try it. So, Gavin has a fucking Ouija board in his attic. We went and grabbed it, and we looked it up, and there was like professional, like smart guy talking about it online. And he was like, never do the Ouija board at the cemetery because there's too many spirits that'll interfere with it. So we go to the fucking cemetery, and
a normal person would.
Yeah, so it's
Are
me,
you kidding me?
me, Gavin, Easton, Austin, and we pull up. We walk in. We're walking around, and it's like really wet out because it just rained, and it was like late at night. It was like 1 or 2. It was like condensation and shit. So we go out, and we're just kind of walking around, like just trying to find a place that we can sit, like by a tree or something, to do the Ouija board. And we bring 2 candles because they said candles will like help like the spirits like attract or some shit. So we brought the candles and we got the Ouija board out and we all fucking sat around. And we were up by this big ass oak tree. They were just kind of in the middle of the cemetery, kind of at the end. And Easton was sitting on a plaque, like a tombstone, like plate, anyways. And
Wait, like someone's grave?
yeah.
Oh fuck! Oh god!
He was sitting on that. We were all sitting in the grass because he didn't want to
Yeah.
get his fucking sweats wet, or sweats like really wet with the water or the dew and stuff. So
Just gets
we
his
put the
ass grabbed
Ouija
by a
board. We
zombie.
light the candles.
You suck my dick.
We get going and we like all put our fingers on there. We're like, is there any spirit? All that shit, you know. Like we follow directions. Nothing fucking's happening. But yeah, we get up and the grave was Randy D. Fucking it was like Schulte or something. He's like died like 1950 or some shit. And so yeah, his name's Randy. And so after that we just like kind of fucked around, and then we saw like a car back there, like back in the cemetery. We're like, oh, what the fuck is that? And we kind of drove up to it. We're pretty sure it was just teenagers having sex, but then they just like sped away real quick. So that kind of freaked us out and shit. But anyways, we were pulling off, and there was a party going on at Taylor's, and we were still driving. And Easton, the one who sat on the grave, he starts getting the biggest fucking bloody nose. Like fucking gushing blood out. Like bad.
Jeez.
So I didn't have anything in my truck. It was in Triton. And so I just rip off my sweatshirt. I'm like, bro, here's my sweatshirt. So he holds it for a little bit, and he's never had one before. So it's just coming. And that Dr. Lear, we're finished with the rounds at the ER because it was a fucking late-ass night. And we pull up to the ER and we're like, hey, we need some. My dad was like, okay, yeah, here's some towels and stuff. You can go in the room. And then he's like, Dr. Inglekin is gonna look at you. And so Dr. Inglekin comes in, and as soon as he walks in, Dr. Inglekin is like, hey, what's up? My name's Randy Inglekin.
What?
Fucking Randy.
That's actually what?
Fucking Randy Inglekin.
The
Randy.
the coincidence there is just insane.
Yeah. The name on the grave that Easton sat on. He got a bloody nose. The doctor
And then
that,
did the doctor fucking snap his neck?
the doctor that was there was ready. No,
Jeez.
he put a plug in it, and then he gave him these 2
He
pills
just
that
put a
would like,
cork in his nose.
that would do it, condense the bleeding and shit in his nasal canals.
Gotcha.
That would kill him.
Creepy
Yeah,
as fuck.
so then we put that Ouija board back out, and we like said goodbye to it or whatever because we were just fucking around.
The fuck?
Wait, you
No.
just said goodbye
We're
to
supposed
it?
to say goodbye every time.
don't fuck
Like
with
type
the
it.
You went
goodbye.
back to the cemetery?
No. We just went to Gavin's house. We said
You
goodbye
don't
because we were
fuck with
fucking like
Ouija
crying.
board.
Like that
Uh-huh.
shit was fucking scary. scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't fuck with Ouija boards.
Yeah, and we fucking typed in goodbye, then we blew out one candle, blew out the other, like in sequence how we're supposed to.
Fuck
Put that shit back in the attic, and we fucking prayed
Yeah.
to the Lord. We were like, God, please, like.
I bet you guys loved church on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, we all fucking showed up. We all like went with our families, and we all just like kind of looked at each other at the same time. We're like, oh fuck yeah, like.
Dude, Jordan.
Dude, for some people that could be like life changing.
Jordan wanted to
Like
fucking
someone that would actually like really believe like something like that happened. You know what I mean? Like took it super seriously.
Jordan
That'd
really
be
wanted
scary.
to fuck with a Ouija board in like her senior year of high school, and I was like, fuck no, dude. You do that shit, you're just asking for like a bad time.
Just for weird
I
shit.
would never do
Like
it.
No, it just like there's nothing.
Makes you a lot more aware. of,
Nothing
like,
good comes out of it. There's no benefit to
I mean, it's
fucking
just
using a
fun.
Ouija board. Could be fun if we get fucking like
It's-
dick possessed.
it's like the same as watching a horror movie or like
No,
going on
it's
going on a
not.
roller coaster.
It's not.
It's the dopamine rush you
You're-
get from having
you're-
those horrific like no, it's like an
you're
actual
going
thing.
out and you're asking
Carson,
to get fucked.
it's
with
an actual
by
thing.
A demon.
Getting scared and having like a feeling a threat to your life and then like surviving it releases dopamine in your brain, and so you are in a happier mood. That's why people that like are almost about to die or like have a near-death experience will like laugh about it. Like a lot of people laugh after nearly dying. It's very weird.
Do you believe in demons, Reed?
I have never seen a demon, so no.
Well, you don't have to see a demon to believe it.
It's never been like scientifically observed.
Do we all believe that that spirits are real? Because I don't even know if fucking spirits.
Right.
Are real.
There, that's the thing with me is it's never been observed. Like
Yeah.
there's no like plausible explanation for something like that, or any like spiritual realm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a separate thing. It's like another dimension. You can our world can't affect it. Like if something did exist, I don't know how that would work. You know?
Exactly.
I don't think spirits walk around on Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, if they don't walk around on Earth, then sure, fucking they can exist.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
there's
what
no
I
way
mean?
if there's just a zero way of knowing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. There's an interesting thing, you know, if you're thinking about the Bible and the devil tempting you, would you think like, you know, demons possessing people, you know, it says in the Bible.
Yeah, exactly.
So would they be, you know, walking the earth there?
That's always confused me about
Um,
like demons and shit like that. Like
Yeah,
people
like-
getting actual fucking exorcisms by like priests and
Right.
shit.
Like I don't yeah,
Like,
it's
how
just
does
weird.
that make sense?
I have no clue. I really don't know. You never know what the mental where that person's brain at as well. Brain is at as well, if that makes sense. You know, someone thinking they're possessed could have like schizophrenia. In a lot of ways that exorcisms are like hypnosis.
Yeah.
It's all part of the same category.
Hypnosis
works.
is some crazy shit.
That's probably one of the next things I'd like to like kind of research. You know, like I kind of go through phases of
Like-
researching random things.
Mhm.
That would be very interesting to
I
learn.
would love to go to one of those live hypnosis performances and be fucking called up and like snapped into action.
I think I'd want to observe it first, like watch someone else have it happen to them,
like,
and then
if I'm observing it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
right. That's what
I
I'm
want
saying.
to fucking go up there and have the guy turn me into a football star.
I'm saying I want to observe it first and be like, this is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
have some weird
He's
shit
like,
going
he's
on.
like, yeah, now you're gonna suck my cock. And I'm like, I can't help it. I'm hypnotic. Dude, like, hypnosis is just some weird shit. Like, and
Yeah.
I feel like nobody even talks or touches on that.
I'm
Like,
curious.
dude, that shit's crazy.
I'm curious if my psych class will talk.
That's actual
hit on
mind
anything like
control
that. Like, I've
happening
never-
right there.
Never really
I wonder
learned
how
anything
it
about that.
worked. Like, do they have
If
to
there's
speak
actual,
like
like-
a certain tone,
Yeah.
a certain speed?
They're touching. Like, you know how they'll, like, have you seen Now You See Me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how they, like, they, like, clap the guy's neck and then they snap in his ear.
Uh-huh.
And that's, like, the trigger
Right.
for him to
Have you
go
seen
into
that video
action.
I sent?
Huh?
That video I sent.
What happens in it? Is it
Just
just guy
now?
getting hypnotized?
Someone getting hypnotized. It's like you are an alien. Like after he
I
like
haven't
does
looked
some
at
weird
it yet.
shit.
I've
Weird.
been talking.
Oh no, not now.
Oh.
It was I'll find it right now.
A weird thought that I had the other day,
Yeah.
like touching on like different tones, like spiking different things happening in your brain, is funny. So my mom was talking about a Chainsmokers song. She doesn't listen to that type of music at all.
Oh, like the band
Yeah,
Chainsmokers.
sorry, yeah,
Okay,
the
no,
band,
you're good,
the
you're good.
band, the Chainsmokers. Yeah, my bad. And it's just one of their songs, and she doesn't listen to any other songs. But she's like, man, this is like my favorite song. Like it's so like just catchy. Like I don't know, I just like the vibe. She's like, she asked me what the meaning of the song was, like, because she just couldn't tell. She just thought it was kind of like random
Yeah.
bullshit that they were like talking about. And I was like, just listen to it. I was like, no, there's a story behind it. But given that she didn't understand it or anything like that, I was curious, like, why would that make her so happy?
Is it that Hertz thing?
Right, that's what I thought was like
The frequency?
Certain like could certain frequencies release a certain amount of different chemicals?
Well,
you know what I mean? That would like make you happier or sadder when you hear certain songs or certain tones or certain combinations of notes.
There was a push a little while back where
You gotta check
they
this
were
out.
trying to make Spotify turn their songs into this certain hertz.
Oh,
that's
really?
supposed to be like more beneficial or some shit like that. So
Weird.
people were like doing studies and they're like, well, this hertz that Spotify plays all their songs at is like actually harmful for your brain or like your mental state or some shit like
Weird.
that.
Can I scroll
And then
this
like
video?
we want Spotify to change all their songs to play at this hertz or this frequency, so that like because this frequency is like supposed to be good for the human body or something like that.
Interesting.
Can
I'd
show
like
you
to-
this
I'd like to,
video
like,
of
touch on
someone
that. Yeah, let's see,
hypnotizing a
sure.
guy?
It's kind of funny.
It's really funny.
Just follow my fingers, look down, look down, look down, look down, look down, look down, sleep. That's it. Let it go, let it go. So in a moment, when I count to 3, Dark Sharp, NASA is planning on going to Mars. And we've got you
He's
here,
gonna
our
fucking
first
explode.
Martian, when I count to 3. It's 1, 2, 3. Just sit up, open your eyes. Hey there, our first Martian. What's your first impression of the planet Earth here? No.
What the hell?
Just wait.
Just follow my...
Why does that sound like it could be a plausible language?
Yeah.
That's so weird. You're so chunky.
The human mind is so weird.
It is, Aiden. It
Trippy.
is.
Like, we don't understand it, dude. Like, we just definitely don't understand
Is it true that we only use 10% of
No,
our brains?
I actually learned about that
Yeah.
today in psych class. That
Okay.
you don't.
How much do you use?
All of it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't.
Why
It's-
the fuck would we not use 100% of our brains?
It's not even about the percentage of brain. Basically,
Because there's different
So think about it.
hemispheres.
Think about it like this. It's a relation between
Hemispheres.
the mass of the brain, like how big it is, right? So average human brain is 1.5 kilograms, as
Okay.
opposed to say a whale's brain is like 9 kilograms.
Wow.
Right. Okay. Here's the difference: is it's the ratio of that mass to the amount of neurons you have in your brain.
So like ours is
Like-
denser to think
Right.
about it that
yes.
way.
Yeah. It'd be denser. So we have 86 billion neurons in our brain. That's like, and so that's why certain animals, like monkeys, have smaller brains than we do.
Yeah.
And they have 56 billion. Obviously, certain types of monkeys would vary. One was like chimpanzees. Those are supposedly this second like most advanced brain on the planet. Like a fruit fly, their brain is like ridiculously small, and they have like 1 million or something like that.
Okay.
It's like a little bit less than 1 million neurons in their brain, and it's like this tiny little creature.
Like this puny ass
Right,
brain.
like 1 million neurons is
Stuffed
all,
inside
that's
that
all
shit.
that's all that it does is just fucking fly around and do
Yeah.
the same thing and die 10 minutes later.
Have you heard about like
God.
how long or how much DNA a human has in their body?
No, I
It's
watched
like
a video of
fuck
it.
ton. Like,
Yeah.
To put it into scientific terms, it's like a fuck ton.
Well, I mean, it's trillions.
yeah.
it's
no.
trillions,
Like the
like-
length of like because every cell has DNA in it,
Mm-hmm.
and we're made up of like a bunch of fucking cells.
Yeah.
And that shit is not short at all because it's that double helix structure. It's all compressed and shit.
Yeah.
God, it's crazy. It's crazy how much shit that is packed into our bodies.
It's the weird thing to me is like how chromosomes work. How like
Tell me about that.
so like certain
23
chromosomes.
and me,
Well, there you have
46 all together, right? And then it's
I
like
think it's-
23 pairs.
I think it's 40.
Because
No, yeah, you're right.
23andMe
It's
is
46.
like the fucking site. That's how I remember it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you get certain X and Y ones, and the ratio of X to Y chromosomes is what
Makes you a boy or girl.
a boy or girl, because they hold certain like testosterone levels and estrogen and stuff and all that chemical shit. I don't know, just how Down syndrome works and all that is so weird.
So Down syndrome, is that a lack of one chromosome or a gain of an extra chromosome? Extra is
I think it's an extra
autism,
chromosome.
right?
I'm not entirely sure.
I'm gonna look it up.
Not
real quick.
entirely sure. It's weird to me. I just don't understand how chromosomes work that well, given that, like, say we have 46, right?
Okay.
There are certain animals that are, like, smaller than us that have, like, 90. I'm pretty sure a banana has, like, fucking
So genetic
90 or
disorder
87 or
caused
something like that.
Abnormal cell division results in extra genetic material from chromosome 21. So I guess you have extra chromie.
You have an extra chromosome?
Yep.
Very interesting. Oh, right. So each chromosome is different as well.
Yeah.
Christian sent me a video, maybe I sent him a video. I can't remember. Either one. We were sending videos back and forth about genetics and DNA and that kind of stuff. And one of them mentioned the like evolution between a monkey and a human has been shown in the breaking of a specific chromosome in monkeys or chimpanzees, right? So like it's literally like one chromosome strand, and it like broke in half. Like it's shown
Christian, is
in
that
the
a
images.
video?
Mm-hmm.
Christian sent me that video.
And it's shown like it's like broken in the whole layout of it, but all the other ones match. All the other ones are the same.
Do you
except for
think that's
one
the
is
difference?
broken?
So the monkey one is broken, right? Or is it
No,
the human one
the
that
human
has the
one is
broken
broken.
one? Interesting.
I know.
Because you would have thought that like the monkey one would have the broken chromosome.
Wait. No, I'm telling it wrong. The monkeys had an extra chromosome strand,
Okay.
and the two of them melded together.
Oh.
That's what it was. They like melded on top of each
The-
other.
and the
They're talking about
human-
some in-depth shit.
Human.
in the human genome, like the human, throughout that evolution, they
It
merged
fused.
together and fused into
Okay.
a new chromosome.
Hey guys, just wanted to kind of butt in here and clear up this chromosome thing. So I'm going to read an excerpt from an article I just found on a website called genome.org. It's a genome research website. So it says humans have 46 chromosomes, whereas chimpanzee, gorilla, and orangutan have 48. This major karyotypic difference was caused by the fusion of two ancestral chromosomes to form human chromosome 2 and subsequent inactivation of one of the two original centromeres. I don't know what centromeres are. Sounds to me like certain parts of the other chromosomes were deactivated, making us have two less than orangutans and chimpanzees and gorillas. So that's all. Enjoy the rest of the recording.
They
fused.
merged together and fused into a
Okay.
new chromosome, and it's been shown. You can
So-
see they like showed images of where it fused to the other.
You know what? I
strand.
wonder if scientists could go in and if somehow in the development of a human fetus, if somehow they would be able to sever that chromosome in the correct spot and then see if it comes out a monkey.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I'm not kidding. Like,
Maybe.
I know, like that just sounds fucking.
it does sound funny.
insane.
Because it just has to do with like certain genetic
Dude,
materials that each chromosome
if I
carries.
could get my chromosomes altered to where I get the feet thumbs, I will do it. Feet thumbs sound like the most tactical thing for an animal to have.
I would not doubt that within the next 30 years, like with the coming of that Chinese study where they took a pair of twins and they altered different parts of their genetics, like switched on and switched off certain parts of genetics to like change the color of their hair or change your eye color and all that stuff. Like the fact that mutations or like random generations of people have like birthmarks or little weird appendages that stick off of some people, you know what I mean? That's where all that comes from, is those little genes being slightly manipulated
Yeah.
and changed. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe you could have your kid have a opposable thumb on its toe.
Dude, who knows?
Like, the accuracy of that all just depends
So-
on the understanding of the science.
Did you hear scientists were saying that monkeys have now entered the Stone Age?
I have seen that before. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So do you think that
They figured out
as it goes on, we're gonna see those evolve into humans or some shit? So okay, a
Given-
question
given-
I've always had.
Given how I think that we're thinking this has happened in the last however many years, right? Like like a really small amount of years.
Yeah.
No, that's the same like evolution over millions of years, where each generation of monkey is getting slightly smarter,
Yeah.
right? They're learning more and more as it's the same as us. The more that they explore, the more that they learn, and they're
Okay.
learning to pass on knowledge. Like many chimpanzees are highly capable of learning sign language.
Yeah. So a question I've had for a while is, if we evolved from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys?
Okay, that's
That's just something I've been
very,
wondering
yeah.
for a long time. Did not all monkeys evolve?
I used to have such a good no.
Okay. Just like a certain group of them.
It wouldn't even have to be all of them at all. So actually,
I guess that's true. It's like a not to make it biblical. It's like an Adam and Eve. Like these two can make, just two can make all. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That was my comparison for reproduction.
Okay, I heard it's really frustrating me because I literally heard a really
good.
good like explanation for that question, and it was really well worded, but I can't think of it right now. Yeah, if I find that, I'll come back to it. I don't know. Yeah.
So, do you think humans can evolve, or are going to evolve eventually? Do you think that's a possibility? at
Yeah,
all?
I mean, I guess it all depends on what alterations happen in
Yeah.
the genome.
Have you seen the
know.
Elon Musk's Neuralink thing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that could be something?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Have you read the book The Chrysalids?
No.
Okay.
It's like a sci-fi book.
It's really cool. So basically, the world is in ruin because they like nuked it. It was like post-apocalyptic,
Okay.
and now humans, because of all this radiation, they have the ability to communicate telepathically,
Okay.
right?
How does that work?
Exactly. So what I was
There's gotta be
wondering.
some random ass scientific study about that.
Well, I was wondering. Well, and
potentials
the
for
thing is,
type-
in the book, is the telepathic people they work so well together because they don't have to use words, because they can telepathically tell each other and communicate
Wow.
these emotions
wait,
and their thoughts as they are happening.
You would be able to feel true
Exactly,
empathy for someone else's
exactly.
feelings.
So like
That'd be wait. Would that become like a collective brain?
basically
Like
that's what it
I
is.
feel like wouldn't that just become like a hive mind? Everyone's thoughts just being tossed back and forth and
That's-
back and forth and back
yeah,
and forth.
that's what happens in the book. Is they
Really?
Yeah. So
I guessed it. That's
So,
so funny.
basically, there's these little tribes of people, and they all have these different religions. And then there's like the outcast people.
Okay.
The outcast people are people with mutations. Well, part of those mutations are the telepathic people. So it's based around this one kid who is telepathic, and he lives in the preacher's home.
Okay.
Like he's the preacher's son. He knows about his ability, and so does his uncle. But the uncle doesn't spill it because the uncle likes him and doesn't believe that it's wrong.
Wait. Say that again. So
So
the kid knows,
the
right?
kid, main character, has telepathy,
And he
knows it.
Okay.
And he knows it's wrong because his dad preaches that it's wrong. Punishment for it being wrong is like they slaughter you.
Oh wait. So the kid can't tell his dad that he has
No,
telepathy.
cannot.
Sorry,
And
I was
if he-
thinking the
if
dad had
anybody-
telepathy and all that
No,
shit. too.
if anybody finds out that the kid has telepathy, he will be slaughtered.
Interesting.
But the uncle knows because the uncle's smart, but the uncle isn't against it.
okay.
So basically, the whole point of the book is the kid gets a little sister. The family has a little sister, and early on, she's showing signs of the telepathy. Well, as she gets older, hers is the strongest out of anybody that they know of.
Okay.
So, like, basically, it's a proximity chat in games.
Yeah, right.
It's
okay.
like a proximity chat with telepathy. But the little
Weird.
girl, hers is so freaking strong that they're in America and she is picking up telepathy from New Zealand.
Weird. So I'm curious if like scientifically if that's like wavelength or like your thoughts
Like
being
how that works?
like emitted from you via radiation waves. Like it's like
Well, so
like
a
given
thought-
given the idea of radiation waves, like saying like gamma rays, like that's a true wavelength. They're just the same as light, just more compressed, right?
So a thought is an electrical impulse through your brain, right?
Right.
So all we're missing is a medium to be able to send that electrical impulse out of our brain and
Right, something to
into
launch it.
the
And
the
something to
the
receive
radio
it.
waves.
You have to be able to receive
Exactly.
it as
You
well.
need a
so
receiver and a sender. But if
maybe
our
the
brain
people
is
have
already
a new piece of brain, like a new section of your brain. You know, like how consciousness in
Yeah.
human brains, it's not found. It's hippocampus. Hippocampus. That's where your like consciousness and
Yeah.
ego is stored, right?
right there.
That's not found in like most all primates. There's like some random ones, like some like crows or something like that have really small ones. Like they,
Okay.
a lot of crows have a sense of self-awareness, which is really trippy. But yeah, going back to the book,
No, okay,
that's
so
interesting. If
yeah,
They-
so
yeah.
basically it ends like they get to this island where all there like there's a whole island of telepathic people.
Okay.
And they're like the new world basically. And it's super sick. I really like the book. I would suggest it to you.
oh, that's how it ends. Is they just
They get to the island. Well, that's the whole thing is they have to like go through the
They're trying to
outcasts
find the
and
island.
everything. It's super good.
so. Does it actually end with some like? Is there signs of like a hive mind being formed where
Well,
people's
yeah,
thoughts
that's
are just being
basically
like jumbled
that's
into a
basically
pot?
what the new world is literally they just have like barely any hierarchy. Everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do because they're all always you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, you know how you're always conscious and you're always thinking?
Right.
It's like that, but everybody else can hear and see and feel what you're thinking.
I wonder how that would work for like say entertainment purposes. Like if you're like watching a movie or something like that, like your brain somewhat shuts off. At least mine does. You know? Like I kind of just
know.
like sit there and
You,
like enjoy
you
it.
Get into the movie.
Right. You're just like experiencing the movie. Or like say some people are asleep and some people are awake.
Yeah.
Could they be receiving other people's emotions while they're dreaming?
No, well, not in the book at least. In
Well,
the
it's
book,
just like
if
a
you go to
theory,
sleep,
like,
then yeah.
thinking-
No, yeah,
thinking, like,
yeah.
how would that work?
So what I was saying is, Elon Musk's new Neuralink chip. Maybe that could be the medium for humans to become telepathic
Interesting.
because it connects literally into your brainstem. I'm pretty sure, to where you have all this new data and stuff. But also, what if it could be
right,
a receiver and a sender to just be able
emit
to
those waves. That's the word
exactly
I was looking for.
because these electrical impulses, they're information. If we can decode
I don't-
the information and
it would
be able
be
to
transferred into like a photon. That
be able to transfer that information and then have a code,
transfers
a
it
program
back to.
that can decipher it
Yeah.
once it gets into the receiver and then transfer it back into usable information or electrical impulses through your Neuralink
Jeez.
chip into your brain, so
how
that
would
you
you-
can communicate with each other telepathic.
How would you test for that? Like say
Pigs.
testing on animals. like,
Pigs. That's what they've been doing is they've just
Really?
been testing on animals.
how would they get it a result? I guess you could.
They
you could
did
think,
did a
brain scans while they are using whatever.
they did a presentation on it. I forget what they were doing to the pig, but the pig was showing signs of something
Like
that the other pig wasn't.
receiving information.
I don't know, not receiving information, but like they were doing something with the pig.
Oh right, we're talking about
The
something that they
Neuralink
haven't
chip.
really started doing. Is
No,
the
this is
telepathy.
like some new shit.
Right, yeah,
The
no,
Neuralink shit is
For
new.
a second, I was thinking like, oh, like how would they test for the telepathy? You know, like how would you like know? If that, how would you know if that worked on
It'd
an
be
animal?
that fucking game where you look at your friend and you're like, what color am I thinking of? No, like honestly, they just put two Neuralink people, like they hook up two kids with a Neuralink, put them in two separate rooms, and then ask them, tell the first kid to think of one thing,
Yeah.
and then have the second kid relay exactly what pops into his mind.
Right.
Can you imagine that? Like he's like, picture a butterfly, and then the other room, the
Pictures
kid's
the
like,
butterfly, exactly
butterfly. Oh my god, that'd be some
do some crazy shit.
That'd be some
or
Stranger
or one
Things
of them,
shit.
their brains just start fucking burning.
Oh fuck!
It's
like
just,
they get
it's
the
just
electrical
scuffed.
impulse way too high, and it just fucking brain shocks them.
Yeah,
and they
or
die.
whatever the neural chip just isn't
Jesus
safe.
Christ.
That's what I was saying. Like, how would you test the technology itself before you
Yeah.
just stick it in someone's head?
You'd have to have a willing
guess.
test subject. That's
Yeah.
the thing. If
I was
you
thinking
get, if you
initially-
get sick as fuck, like, and you're going to die, go do some crazy shit. Like, become test subjects for fucking everything. You know what I mean?
Oh, have you watched Black Mirror at all?
No, I haven't. I've
Okay.
heard about it.
There was a mini section part of one of the episodes where they were telling a story about someone, a doctor, that had invented a way to basically he puts this like net thing on his head, right?
Okay.
So kind of what we've been talking about, like transferring those feelings, emotions,
Yeah,
being able
yeah,
to
yeah.
transfer emotions, and so. Or he had a chip in his head. That's what it was. He had a chip in the back of his head, and then he'd put this net that was like connected to the chip, right?
Like a physical, like a fish
like,
net.
kind of, but it had
Okay.
it was like technology,
I
like a
just
little
meant
helmet,
like a net
it's
instead
like a little
of
helmet
the internet.
thing.
Okay.
Yes, and then he would be able to he was an ER doctor, so patients would come in, and instead of having to sit there and like try and diagnose them,
Yeah.
he would just know what's wrong with them because he could feel their pain. He could feel, a
Yeah.
sprain somewhere or a fucking
broken
gunshot
bone, yeah,
wound or
whatever it may be.
whatever.
That's
right.
crazy.
And so he's feeling that pain, but he's perfectly fine. The crazy thing about it is, one day or whatever, just some dude that's coming in, he got like shot a bunch, comes into the ER, right, and he's like dying, right?
Does he experience death?
He dies with the neuro net
God.
on his head, and so basically when you die, like so much, like an overwhelming amount of dopamine is released.
Yeah, because your brain just fucking releases everything.
Just everything, you feel everything.
You like shit your pants too, don't you?
And some people do, yeah.
Piss and shit. And
Yeah.
cum.
And so this guy felt this like rush, right? He blacked out and like felt all the emotions of like dying, and he didn't die, right? So then he wakes up and all he can think about is feeling that again. So he's like in the ER shit, and like sometimes he would like hurt patients, and then he like started hurting himself and like pulling out his fingernails and like
Holy
creepy
shit.
And then he goes out with a fucking like drill in one of the scenes, and he goes up to this homeless guy and like starts drilling his head.
Holy fucking
Yeah,
shit.
it's insane. It's
Because
intense.
he just wants to experience
Because
that
then he's like
dopamine
feeling
again.
that rush of dopamine.
It's like fucking heroin.
Yeah, no, it's like heroin on crack.
On
it's
crack.
like it is the full
Heroin
force.
on crack.
It is the full force of your
That's
brain.
crazy.
Yeah, it's very. Oh, that show is. It just brings up such weird like theories and ideas. So good.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things in that show. Have I told you about the they made a movie where you get to choose? It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yes.
Bandersnatch.
I watched
Dude, I've heard of
somebody play
Yeah.
it through.
It's badass.
Yeah. I watched it and watched all the different endings and made all
Yeah.
the different choices. It's pretty cool. There's some good like little twists and like just the ending of one side of the story, like it goes from like 0 to 100, and then the other one is just like kind of normal. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
just these
yeah.
polar opposite endings that they draw off of. It's really cool. Yeah. The movie itself is really trippy. There's a lot of like
Sounds like it.
some like LSD stuff, and he like sees this demon. I don't know.
I looked
It's
into
weird as shit.
DMT and ayahuasca and shit.
Dude, yeah, my dad and I were talking about that
It
today.
can be crazy, I've heard. Like, it could either be really good or, like, shitty as
It's
fuck,
just
too.
insane how it like resets your brain. Like it can
That ego death thing that you were talking about is awesome.
life changing. Like people go to Peru to experience that. Like it's like a medical getaway.
I heard that one of the main problems is that there's not, like, ayahuasca doctors, you know what I mean? It's like
Someone that knows how to
literally
treat it.
anybody could be like, here, drink this
Oh, right.
ayahuasca tea.
I mean,
And you could fucking croak from
there's
that.
like
Oh, I'm not
like
saying that there
honorary places like
Yeah,
these like
yeah, yeah.
shaman people that they have their like really nice huts and all that stuff and like live in the woods, and it's like their shit. Like
That'd
that's
be
what
so
they do.
crazy, dude.
They charge like thousands of dollars, and they make
I
it all
heard,
like they make it all from like these roots of these trees and like beans and stuff.
I heard
Super
that the
weird.
first time that you take it, you'll just like start vomiting and shit
Really?
because it like does something to your. It's because the drink is so acidic
So
that it just makes you vomit.
maybe that's if you take, too much the first time.
I
don't
think
know
it's
if
just because of the acidity of it.
really
Because it's like if you make the tea,
interesting.
ayahuasca tea.
The Vsauce, right on YouTube.
I like Vsauce.
Yeah, he did a minefield episode where he went to Peru on one of those trips, and beforehand he had like an MRI scan or a CMAT, or, I don't know what it's called.
CPAP.
No,
Not CPAP.
like a brain scan, right?
Yeah.
To see
A
how
CAT
his
scan.
what's being fired and all that stuff, and
Okay.
how his brain's working, right? And then he gets like a questionnaire and he answers all this stuff and whatnot. So then he goes on this trip, and the first time he does it, like he does it like 2 nights. So the first night he gets like a really small dosage, just like a
Okay.
tiny taste, and this shaman dude's like dancing around with pogo sticks and I don't even know, like fire, and he's like singing songs and chanting, and yeah, it was weird. I mean, I feel like something like that I'd be fine with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone like doing something like that.
Really controlled.
Right. I feel like that would give, even if you don't believe in spirits or something like that, I feel like that would just give you a calming presence, like a calming sense. Like that this guy may or may not know what he's doing,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, I don't know, it's just that thought,
Yeah.
It's like comforting. So he does like a little bit the first night. He doesn't super experience it, but like just for a little bit. And then the next night he like amps it up hella. He like fought it the second time he did it, like wouldn't let himself like give into the ego death.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he started stressing, like during the video. Yeah, he's like stressing out.
I know exactly the feeling that he's going through, like when you're trying to not trip super hard.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So he was like, afterwards, he's kind of just talking about his experience, and he's like, on one hand, it would have been very interesting to see the changes in my brain if I had really let myself fall into it, or if I'd taken a little bit more.
Jesus Christ.
Like obviously that would have been insane to like study
God.
the way his brain would change, right? The like that soft reset I was talking about the other
Dude.
day.
I'm just like picturing, I'm like remembering like holding back a trip. It
But
is
then-
one of the most stressful things ever. There's nothing that anybody can do to help you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad was talking about shrooms. He said that he did shrooms in high school and he didn't realize.
You did shrooms?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shrooms are one of the smartest.
I think I read an article the other day.
Tryptomatics?
Psychedelics.
Hallucinogens. Yeah.
Psychedelics. I read an article the other day that they've like there's a lot Oregon
Really beneficial
Oregon,
shit going on.
legalized.
Yeah,
psychedelics.
they legalized
They
everything.
Orgala.
I'm sorry.
Oregon.
Good, Aiden.
He just woke up.
Yeah. They legalized crack.
Jeez.
They legalized every drug, didn't they?
I
Yep.
don't
It's just the
know.
possession. It's not like the
dealing or making.
Dispersion.
yeah. It's not like legal to sell it.
Distribution.
Interesting.
Like if you have a certain amount of it, it's not an offense. Crazy with Kamala Harris coming into office.
Yeah.
Not trying to get this
Oh.
political.
Right, right,
Dude,
right.
she's freaking insane.
Aiden is.
I think
said
she's
nothing,
hot.
Nickel.
What was I talking about? My
Christian, he's
Your
still
dad
awake.
did shrooms.
He said that he was driving
Oh shit.
like halfway through his trip and started like freaking out, and he had to like pull over and like relax for a second because he was like hella scared, like
Yeah,
tripping
Dad.
balls. That'd just be crazy to me. Like the all that I've heard about like the things that you see, and like people see
Yes.
like kaleidoscopes and that kind of stuff, like of the world, and like all
Yeah.
these colors, and like talk to jaguar gods.
I was
and,
thinking
I
about
don't
it
know.
today. What if,
I know, yeah. That's just one of the.
I was thinking
jokes
about
I
it a
heard.
lot. What if you could see in 4D if you took fucking
Oh, the concept
hallucinogens?
of dimensions.
4D is some crazy shit. So
Have you seen a 3D representation of a 4D knot?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you're seeing fucking every side of something all the time.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Not.
Yes.
Not quite. Our brains, us as creatures, we would literally. This whole universe is a 3D universe.
Yeah,
We could never experience a 4D universe.
true.
There's like potential. I don't really understand how it works, but there is potential for us to like interact with a 2D world. I don't know how that works, and the potential that a 4D world could affect our like 3 dimensions.
Yeah. You can interact with a 2D world right here.
That's what I was saying.
This is a 2D world.
No.
It's not a world because there's no organic beings in it.
Think. 2D isn't just like a flat object.
It's this and that.
Because
Up and over.
But everything.
And we're up and over and
but it,
up,
yeah.
too.
But like all of that has a z-axis, right? That's that third axis. All screens or anything that we could touch or atoms, the very basis of our like everything matter.
Are you guys leaving?
Is
Yeah.
Why?
is 3-dimensional.
'Cause
That's
He's gonna
Oh,
get
I
home.
forgot.
yeah. All right. See you guys.